Hi, I'm Kyle from Bliss Yoga Spa. I've been here for just over 2 years as a clinical esthetician. I've been in the industry for about 11 years. I'm going to be doing a dermaplane and peel today on Lindsay, our head yoga lead. And yeah, so I just prepped her skin, made sure she didn't have any makeup on, which we always do before a treatment. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a second cleanse with the product that we've selected for her skin today. Yeah. So we're using the Dermed Soothing Cleanser. I really like this line. Just want to keep the skin kind of nice and calm before I do the dermaplaning. So I'm going to use some of the soothing product throughout the whole dermaplaning and peel treatment. And then I recommend a few different masks that you can use post-treatment. And we'll go over that in a little while. So when you're doing dermaplaning, what does that treatment look like and what should a client expect? Okay, so when I do a dermaplane treatment, I'm using a scalpel blade and I am lightly taking the vellus hair off of your face. Um, it sounds kind of scary, but it's not. It's just a nice sharp blade so that we don't have any resistance. It's nice to get a good, make sure that the hair is cut right. And I'll show you in a moment. It's not nearly as scary as it sounds. I do change the blade throughout the service because the blade can dull just with the exfoliation it's giving your skin, and the hair itself can dull the blade a little bit. We want it nice and sharp to make sure we don't get any resistance. Lindsay, how often are you exfoliating?
Currently, maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay, sounds good. And I wouldn't recommend more than 2 to 3 times a week. I think that might be too much for your skin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's perfect.
Would that change depending on the time of year?
No, I would maybe even take it down in the winter just because our skin's a little bit drier to maybe 1 time a week. Um, but do you notice when you exfoliate, you'll kind of feel when your skin's kind of ready for it? Like, do you feel like your skin's a little bit more textured or you feel a little bit more dry skin and you're like, okay, like I'm going to exfoliate? Yeah. So I find that too. Your skin kind of gets ready for exfoliation. Like you can feel when your skin is kind of like feeling duller. Yeah. In the winter, I recommend maybe if you're going to exfoliate, just maybe do like something a little bit more hydrating after, like a mask or like a thicker night cream or something.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so by dermaplaning the skin, you're removing the vellus hair as well as kind of the dead skin that kind of is sitting on top of the surface. It's kind of holding the skin cells together. So by removing that, it allows your skin to be so much softer. Your makeup application goes on nice and smooth, and your product actually penetrates better because it's not fighting through the dead skin and the hair to kind of go into the cells. So I'm just gonna prep Lindsay's skin here. So I'm using a peel prep from Dermed, just to make sure I get an even penetration with the peel after, as well, to make sure her skin is nice and dehydrated. I don't want any kind of slippage with the blade. I don't really want any moisture in the skin. Right. So I just want to make sure that we're ensuring the best results with prepping the skin with the peel prep. So the only people I would say that are not a candidate for this treatment would be acne's level 3 and 4, or sorry, 4 and 5, where you have a lot of active acne, like pustules or papules, something like that. We wouldn't want to do this treatment simply because it would irritate the skin, as well as when you're, sorry, Lindsay, it's a little strong. When you're going over your skin, when you have types 3 or 4 acne, you're causing the bacteria to move, and we don't want to spread anything to other areas of the skin. So that would be a person that's not eligible for dermaplaning. I don't think there's any other restrictions that would, or any other people that would not be a candidate for this treatment. It's a really nice treatment to kind of just add on to a facial or a peel or do on its own, because the results are so nice. So now I'm just gonna put some little eye pads over Lindsay's eyes just to protect them. Lindsay, I'm just gonna put some little eye patches here. As well, when I do this treatment in room, I usually have a meg lamp beside me, and it is quite bright. So I just want to give them a little bit of the protection.
So you mentioned maybe if you have that active acne,
Mm-hmm.
to make it would this treatment help with people to have that?
So if you are recovering from acne and you've had maybe acne scarring or acne pigmentation, this is a great treatment I find it takes off the tiniest little layer of the pigmentation, and it allows the product that you're using to help get rid of the pigmentation to penetrate better. So I'm just grabbing my blade. Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so I have a scalpel blade, fresh out of the package, and I'm just going to put it on my scalpel, and there you are. Not as scary as it looks. Okay, Lindsay, if at any time anything is uncomfortable, just let me know, okay? I am going to stretch your skin a little bit just to get a good coverage. So I usually start on the forehead and work my way around. I do stretch the skin a little bit because I want it nice and taut, so I'm not pulling or there's no dragging for this treatment. You can already see just with one pass there, this is kind of the dead skin that sits on top of your face, and as well as a little bit of the vellus hair. Yeah.
So Lindsay, how is that feeling? It's completely comfortable. It's just like a little scratch, but not scratchy. It actually feels kind of nice.
So would dermaplaning cause breakouts, like or seeing our skin clog pores or hair follicles? Would we see any of this treatment magnifying any of these issues?
So after a dermaplane, you might find that maybe some of your pores may be activated from this treatment to like they I find if there's like something like a papule or something that you're going over and you're removing the tiniest bit of skin from it, sometimes that's the best time I find to do exfoliations because your skin is very prepped after the peel as well. And there's not, I guess if you can understand what I'm saying, like there's not as much um, force on a blemish. So it's much easier extracted because you've taken off a little bit of the top there. And especially with the peel as well. So it doesn't cause any breakouts or anything. Keep in mind though, whenever you're doing anything with your skin, things can be stimulated in any treatment, whether it's a peel or a dermaplane, a laser treatment. Our skin does pretty crazy things and can always, something could be stimulated that maybe wasn't before. Now, the biggest kind of farce with this treatment, and you hear it a lot just with shaving in general. Dermaplaning does not cause your hair to grow back thicker or faster at all. We're not taking off any of the hair that's not kind of the peach fuzz.
So with that being said, would the hair that grows back feel different because of the way it's cut with dermaplaning versus if it's shaved or waxed?
So your hair, when it is growing back, might feel a little bit more like peach fuzz because your hair is growing back all at the same time. So you might get that feeling of a little bit more, um, what's the word? Blunt. And honestly, I cannot usually ever feel it growing back. Like I don't feel um, like I can feel the vellus hair coming in.
So I have Samara asking, what if you don't do the treatments frequently? So I guess maybe if we're not doing them frequently, what are maybe some of the less
I'm
warm
just gonna turn your hair a bit. The less, sorry, what?
So Samara's asking, what if you don't do the treatments frequently?
That's okay. This isn't a treatment that I feel like um, you need necessarily all the time. I mean, your hair is going to grow back always at the same speed. So it is something, that we can't change that as to the hair when it's growing. Um, and I mean, if we're looking to maybe attain a certain result from your skin, then I would recommend doing like a series of treatments to maybe lighten or maybe with skin texture or you're really liking it. That's when I would say, let's do a series or book it in for something more regularly. But this is something, I mean, I would recommend everybody to try it just because your skin feels so nice after. I find it's nice and glowy after your makeup looks so much more dewy. Um, yeah, so it's not something you need to do all the time, but if you're liking it or we're trying to get some results, then yes.
And would there be kind of a difference in using dermaplaning with the peel versus just
So dermaplaning with the peel, I find is really great. It leaves your skin kind of feeling a little bit more taut, a brighter. You can kind of see that brightness and dewiness in the skin after. I'll show you after we're done, Lindsay, how good her skin will look. With the dermaplane on its own and no peel, I mean, definitely you're still going to get all the added benefits like product penetration, the smoothness, the makeup sitting really nice and smooth on the surface. I would recommend the peel, and that's where we can target certain things geared towards your kind of questions or concerns or skin kind of concerns. Like I'm like if you wanted to do a peel more for brightening, This is a good time when we would put it in because you're going to get maximum penetration from that. Um, so I so I guess your peel will have more efficacy, um, and I guess the results you would like will be a little bit more effective with a peel as opposed to doing a dermaplane without a peel. So if there is something we want to address with your skin, and we are going to set up a treatment plan with a series of treatments, I would firstly kind of gauge the age range of the person, as our cell turnover unfortunately decreases as we age. When we're in our 20s, it's a good 24 to 28 days. So we get like probably about monthly. As we get older into our 50s, it takes about a month and a half, about sometimes even 40 days for your cells to turn over completely. Um, so I would maybe, if you were a bit younger, we could do this every 4 to 5 weeks would be ideal. Older, a bit longer in between treatments. Um, but just depending on what we're targeting, again, and your cell turnover as well. What I would tell somebody when booking is see that's the first time kind of when you're going to notice your hair coming back in again. Some people, you might get your hair coming back in again quite quickly, whereas others, your hair production, you might notice it's a little bit slower, which is very common because hair does grow at its own rate depending on your hormones with everyone. Okay, Lindsay, I'm just going to check this. Okay.
So what are some nice things about being able to come to Bliss for a treatment like this? Is maybe a little bit more into the mani treatment side as opposed to the facial massage. Do we still, add some touches, that sort of thing?
So the nice thing about coming to Bliss for something a little bit more medical would be that we still have our blissful touches with all of our medical laser treatments. So while Lindsay's getting her peel today, I'm going to do her hand and arm massage with her essential oil of her choice. We still do the lip scrub with a peel when exfoliating, as well as the lip mask with the massage, and then obviously the lip balm when we finish.
So here's actually a good question. Is Lindsay being our yoga instructor? She's doing most of this every month. And I think we do like training too, right, Lindsay?
Yes.
So with those things, is there anything she should be aware of after doing a treatment like this that she should avoid yoga or any of the physical activity for a certain amount of time?
So after this treatment, I just noticed sometimes after the peel, your face might be a little bit more red, just very common because of the peel penetrating and the peel penetrating a little bit deeper. There's no restrictions to after a peel. The only thing I would say, and the dermaplaning, the only thing I would say, I'm just going to change your blade, Lindsay. The only thing I would say is nothing abrasive on the skin. Don't go home and exfoliate. Don't go home and put like a hot cloth on it. You want to keep your skin as comfortable and as nourished as possible. So I wouldn't say you couldn't work out, but just be aware that because you've had a peel, your skin might be, the blood flow might go there a little bit more. So you might feel a little bit more redness in your face. Other than that, it's pretty no downtime with this treatment. It's pretty, um, you can do pretty much anything after. I mean, I would definitely not go right into the sun or a tanning bed. Your skin's gonna be way more sensitive. If you are gonna go in the sun right after this treatment, make sure you load up on your sunscreen. Um, and I wouldn't exfoliate for the next couple days. I wouldn't do a peel on your peel, obviously, right after this treatment. Okay, so I just switched the blade to do the other side of her face.
So what would you recommend I do for my skincare to Nice.
Okay, so tonight I would just lightly cleanse your skin with warm water. I wouldn't use any products that are abrasive or very high in active ingredients. So no like salicylic acids, glycolic, lactic, anything like that tonight. I would just use like maybe lukewarm water and then pack it with like moisture. So whether you do like a heavier night cream or a cream that has a little bit more moisture to it, I would put that on night at this evening to really nourish your skin and it'll feel really nice and soft with that. And you want to keep your skin nice and comfortable. As well, if you're doing a treatment and it doesn't come with a mask, I would recommend to do an at-home mask night, something really hydrating or soothing to really get the nourishment in your skin at the opportune time.
So we have a question from Jennifer. What is the peel treatment that you would recommend for Lindsay? Would you do a dermaplaning before the peel or after?
So I'm going to do the peel after the dermaplaning because I want as much penetration into the skin as possible. And with the hair being removed and as well as a little bit of the dead skin on top, doing the dermaplaning first allows for my peel to penetrate deeper into the skin. And I've also prepped it prior to my dermaplaning for the peel. The peel I'm going to do today the mask I'm going to do, the peel I'm going to do on Lindsay today is a soothing peel from our Dermed line, which is, I'm not sure, Lindsay, have you had peels before?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Depending on your client's skincare regime, the products they're using, if they've had previous treatments with from us, I can gauge as to what peel I'd want to use. With Lindsay, I'm going to do a very introductory peel, keep her skin nice and soothed. It'll still penetrate really well. It still feels amazing, but I don't want to do anything too invasive. And that's where we start with all of our clients. If we haven't seen you or we don't know your skincare regime, clients that are using a little bit more active ingredients might tolerate a peel that's a little bit more active. But with Lindsay today, we're gonna start with just a nice soothing peel. So on initial assessment of your skin, we do a first cleanse. Then we take a look at the client's skin. This is a time where we get to customize your treatment, being product, line, and then product, peels, moisturizer, toner, everything that we're using in your peel is fully customizable today to meet your needs and to meet your needs and reflect what your skin needs or what your skin is okay with, that sort of thing. We don't want to do anything that's going to, make your skin upset or that sort of thing. Did you want to come take a look at what we have so far on here? Oh, sure. Then I'm just going to finish this side, okay? Oh, okay. So when I'm doing this treatment, I just want to point out I'm not taking off any of the hair that is not vellus. So I'm not going into her sideburns. I'm not going into her head hair, that sort of thing. As you get older, I'm sure some of you have noticed, we get a little hair that is not vellus that we might be able to see, that maybe be darker, especially in the jawline area. That I do take off. And that is a good way to also gauge when you're ready for your next treatment, as those like more stubborn kind of sticking out hairs pop out again. So we'll definitely notice those ones.
That's a great lead to Nicole's question. Can men get
Men can get dermaplaning. Your hair is a little bit more coarse though. So I would maybe switch the blade a couple more times. And I probably wouldn't do anything, like I wouldn't do any like sculpting of the hair. But if you think about it, men get straight shaves, so it's just very similar thing. Just my blade is a lot smaller, and I'm not using obviously like a shaving cream. So yes, definitely men can.
Pretty comfortable and relaxing.
It's a very comfortable treatment. I find my clients can't really feel much. It's kind of the time in the treatment where you can just kind of sit and relax, other than me moving your head just a little bit, just to see where we're looking for hair. Now you can buy at home, like like the at home straight razors to do this treatment on your own. And the reason I would warn against that are a few reasons. You want to make sure your blade is always extremely sharp. As soon as it gets dull, it'll start pulling on your skin and cause maybe a little bit of abrasiveness that can cause a little micro abrasion. Um, as well, we want to keep it nice and sanitary. And we don't want you going over the same area twice. Um, and then those little hard to see areas, you want to make sure you can get to all that. So that's why I wouldn't recommend doing it at home, because I definitely want you to use, or want, if you're having this, a blade that is clean and extremely sharp. Um, and then, of course, there's risk of cutting yourself.
So for more coarse hairs that we have all dry,
Yeah.
would you recommend dermaplaning or laser removal?
Okay. So the question is, would you recommend dermaplaning for more coarse hair around the jaw or the upper lip, or laser hair removal? That's a great question. It's it's client preference. If that hair bugs you enough and is dark enough for your esthetician to see, we would recommend doing the laser, because it's a perfect time and you're an eligible candidate uh, to have the laser target that dark hair, that thicker hair. If it's something that doesn't bother you and you want it occasionally shaved off, that's fine for a dermaplane. It's definitely personal preference as well as cost, whatever you feel like is going the furthest for your money. Remember, dermaplaning is temporary, whereas laser hair removal um, is a more permanent solution.
Would there be certain facial hairs that you would recommend dermaplaning over laser hair removal?
Sorry, what was the question?
Would there be certain facial hair types that you would recommend dermaplaning over laser hair removal?
Okay, so the question is, would we recommend dermaplaning for different hair types? Also, great question. Lighter hair, being blonde or white or gray, is not going to be picked up with the laser. So that's something. Or if you've gone through maybe like menopause and your hair is getting lighter, or if you have hair that is lighter that's gone gray, we can still target any of that hair color that is a little bit darker. But I do recommend you usually do it earlier, before any significant hormonal changes, um, for the best results. So if you did have lighter hair in the jawline or in the upper lip and they're more gray, that would be definitely dermaplaning. Oh, okay, sure. I'm just gonna check the upper lip. So I have some kind of. You're welcome. Okay, so we're just finishing up Lindsay's treatment today. How did that feel?
It's good. Yeah.
I like to also do a little bit of a brow shape when I do the dermaplaning, kind of clean up around the brows. Obviously, I'm not going to take any hair that's not, like again, the vellus peach fuzz. Okay, so I'm going to bring it to the camera and show you, which you wouldn't probably not think. This is all Lindsay's vellus hair and a little bit of dead skin on there. If you have a darker pigmentation of skin, it will show up a little bit darker, and you'll see a little bit more of the dead skin, leaving a little bit of a darker result. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a peel on Lindsay today. I'm just going to dispose of my blade. Okay, so Lindsay, I'm going to leave those eye patches on you just to protect your eyes, okay? So I'm putting on, sorry, I didn't grab a brush. I'm putting on the soothing peel for you today. Your peel might feel active initially. It should subside slowly. Let me know if anything is too much for you, okay?
So Jennifer M asks, can you book laser and dermaplane and peel all in the same session?
Okay, great question. Essentially, when you're coming to get laser, we ask that you have freshly shaved the skin, the area where you're getting a treatment. I recommend shaving the area, depending on where it is, the night before, just because there could be a little bit more sensitivity. If you shave or do a dermaplaning prior to the treatment, that's totally okay as well. There just might be a little bit more sensitivity. Whereas anytime you do a fresh shave and then you're going to kind of introduce something new to your skin. So yes, essentially you want your skin the treatment area to be freshly shaved before laser hair removal, as it's going to give the best result because the laser light is then going to penetrate not on top where your hair grows. We want it to penetrate down into the hair follicle. I would not do a peel before the laser. Your skin will be too sensitive for the laser treatment right after. So I would leave that to maybe about 3-4 days after. Your skin should be totally fine. As well, when you do your laser treatment, it can cause your skin to get post-follicular edema and erythema, which is a little bit of redness and a little bit of texture, like a few bumps. So that with a peel first, that would be too much on your skin. So we want to leave the peel for a couple days later. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick hand massage. Maybe not. Okay.
So you mentioned kind of product penetration.
Mhm.
So can you tell us about what different dermaplaning treatment options are? Is one of those
So you can get dermaplaning here at Bliss a couple different ways. You can add it onto a facial. You can add it onto a peel. You can just do it on its own. So there's a few different ways. We just add about 15 minutes onto your facial, and we just add that in, but everything else stays the same. If you're going to add it on to just the peel, we do the dermaplane before the peel for more efficacy of their peel. And then you can come in and just do a dermaplane if you'd like. So a couple different options. So adding a dermaplane into any treatment is going to really step up the efficacy of that treatment. Everything that we're using on you in the treatment that is customized for your skin is going to penetrate better into the skin, which is going to lead for better results of your facial. I also find when you add a dermaplane into your facial, you see a nice glow because your skin's kind of got a shine and it's nice and soft. You don't have any of like a dullness. Not that your skin is dull, but with the vellus hair on your face, I don't find you get like that very smooth shine that you would otherwise, maybe not have, if you maybe have a little bit of vellus hair. Lindsay, how's your skin feeling?
It's feeling really good.
Yeah, any tingling?
A little bit of tingling, but nothing
Okay.
uncomfortable at all.
Okay, perfect.
It feels like it's working.
Good. Okay, so I want to always make sure that when I'm doing a peel on a client, that their skin, that their level of activity on your face is no higher than about a 7 for, I guess, like uncomfortableness. I always want to make sure that it's something your client can handle, and that's where we analyze your skin first and your regime and what you're using to make sure you get the peel right for your skin. What to expect with a peel? When you first get a peel for the first time, you might feel a little bit of tingling, but as we've chosen the peel that is correct for your skin, your peel is going to shortly subside and be very, very comfortable. Okay, so after a peel, I use a cold towel to remove the peel just to give your skin a little bit of kind of relief from the peel, which is usually a little bit warm and tingly. So I use a cold towel, which most people say they really like. Okay, Lindsay, coming in with a cold towel. How's that?
It's good.
So I see her skin has gotten a little bit more red, which is totally normal. Her skin might be a little bit pinker and nice and plump. And is your peel at a 0 in terms of activity? Do you feel anything on your skin?
I would say it's like a 0.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure that she feels no activity on her skin before I proceed with the treatment. So this soothing peel that I used on Lindsay today is a product that we do retail in our Dermed line. The soothing, they have 4 different targeted skincare for skin type. The soothing line is really nice for people who haven't tried maybe a peel at home or haven't tried a peel. It's a great introductory peel, as well as there's also a soothing mask that I love. I recommend it when you have any kind of skin irritation. You can even like put it on as a spot treatment, or you can even sleep with it overnight. So the Dermed soothing peel mask are available at Bliss. We also have 25% off this weekend, and it's a very good introductory peel. Okay, Lindsay, I'm going to take off your iPads. It might be a little bit bright. So now I'm going to go ahead and just finish with a little bit of finishing product. Same from our Dermed soothing line. Oh, did you want to mask? Okay. So this soothing moisturizer is nice and moisturizing. It feels really nice on the skin. It smells delicious. And again, this soothing line, I recommend it for pretty much all skin types, especially if you're having a little bit of irritation. Maybe it's eczema, um, maybe it's a little bit of winter dryness, or a little bit of too much sun in the summer. This is a great line. My favorite from this line is the toner. It's a spray. It smells a little bit like citrus. How does this feel on your skin, Lindsay?
Really nice.
Yeah. I find the soothing moisturizer isn't too oily. It's not too heavy. It's kind of like a perfect balance. So I'm just finished putting the finishing product on Lindsay. I'm going to stay live for a few minutes if you guys have any questions for me or for Lindsay regarding the treatment. And thanks everybody for tuning in.
This overall feedback is something you would probably look at maybe doing again.
I would. This was actually a treatment that I was looking forward to. I do have quite a bit of peach fuzz on my face, and so I'm really excited to see it flow. And it was a quite a comfortable treatment. Maybe not as luxurious as the first facial I had a couple of days ago, but still quite enjoyable and relaxing. And yeah, like hand massage and the finishing product. Yeah, that was really nice.
So I don't know if you can see from the camera, Lindsay's skin is nice and smooth. All that vellus hair that was there is all gone. Does your skin feel soft?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. It feels really
I
soft.
felt my skin like that.
And it's funny, you'll notice in the next couple days, you'll catch yourself like feeling like you like maybe your clothes will rub against it, and it's so soft. Try not to touch your skin after,
Okay.
but it'll feel really, really good. Sure. So I'm just sitting Lindsay up slowly so you guys can kind of take a look at her nice smooth skin. How's that, Lindsay? Okay. You can see how shiny her face is. All that vellus hair removed. Nice and glowy and shiny.